Okay, this example then, we're looking at some AS statistical distributions. This one is the binomial distribution. You're given this formula, that's why it's in green. So let's take a look at the example. So the random variable x, which is a binomial distribution with the number of trials 10 and the probability of success is 0.35. So if we write that down first of all, so n is 10 and p, the probability of success, is 0.35. Find the probability that x is less than or equal to 6. Well, unless it specifically tells you to use the formula, you can use either statistical tables or your calculator, which has got them inbuilt, in order to find this out. And the statistical tables are cumulative for less than or equal to. So we can work this out directly from the calculator. So what you need to do is press menu, and then 7 takes you to the statistical table. So either maneuver that down or just press the number 7. And what we want is not on that first page, it's the first one on the second page. So I just pressed the down cursor, and we're interested in binomial CD, which is number 1. And we want to get that as a variable. We want to actually put in the values that we're given. So for our particular binomial distribution, n is 10, x is 6, press equals, n is 10, and the probability of success is 0.35. Press enter again, and you get 0.974, and that's it, job done. B, probability that x is greater than equal to 5. Well, total probability adds up to 1. Because my cumulative frequency gives me less than or equal to, in order to work out greater than or equal to 5, what I'm going to do is take away from 1 the probability of x being less than or equal to 4. And what's left then will be including 5. All these distributions in AS are discrete distributions. So the data, there's nothing between 5 and 6. It's either 5 or it's 6 or it's 7 and so on. Once again, on my calculator, I can read off x is less than or equal to 4 straight away. If you just press equals one more time, it takes you back to the previous screen, and I just need to change that 6 to a 4. So let's move that down a little bit. 4 equals, and then that's going to give me 1 minus 0.7515 if we stay working to 4 decimal places. Now, rather than have to memorize that or truncate it, before going back to the math screen to do the 1 minus, if I now press store and x, then that puts that variable in x. And now to go back to the calculation screen, press menu and 1. And now to do the subtraction, I can just type in 1 minus x, which is 0.2485. For part C, probability x equals 6. You could do it by reading 2 more cumulative figures off and subtracting them, but it's worth practicing this anyway because they could ask you to use the formula. So if it's an equals, we can put it straight into that formula there. So n is going to be 10, cx, which is 6, p is the probability of success, 0.35 to the power of 6, and then the second bracket is 1 minus that, so that's going to be 0.25. 0.65 to, and the power there and the power there have to add up to make 10, so that's going to be to the power of 4. On your calculator, the NCR button is above the divide. So if we start, we put that in brackets. So 10C 6, that's the NCR, 10C 6, open bracket 0.35 to the power of 6, close bracket, open 0.65, and that power should be inside the bracket. So that's pretty much typed in exactly as I've written it. Press equals 0.0689. And then for D, probability that x is greater than or equal to 4 and less than or equal to 7. So we're going back to our cumulative tables for this, and in order to have a probability which is less than or equal to 7, and what I then need to take out of that in order to leave 4 included is the probability of x being less than or equal to 3. So back to the cumulative tables. So menu 7, page 2, 1. Variable. We have to put this information back in now because we'd stopped using it. So x is 7, n is 10, and the probability of success is 0.35. So that's going to be 0.9952. Now what's frustrating here is I can't store from this screen anything other than into x. So I can only put in one of these values as x. So back now to change that to a 3 from a 7. 0.5138. I'll store that in x and then go back into the arithmetic screen. 0.9952 take away x equals 0.4814. So the fact you can use the tables on your calculator for these questions make life so much more straightforward, but you still need to be able to use the formula, so you have to practice both.